Welcome to our channel, Learn IELTS Fast. Let's get it started. Essential vocabularies for IELTS. Unit 6. Effective communication. Nouns. Accuracy. The quality of being correct or precise. Synonyms. Precision. Correctness. Communication. The act of sharing or exchanging information. Synonyms. Interaction. Transmission. Concept. An abstract idea or a general notion. Synonyms. Idea. Notion. Conjecture. An opinion or conclusion formed on the basis of incomplete information. Synonyms. Speculation. Guess. Dialect. A particular form of a language specific to a region or social group. Synonyms. Variation. Accent. Fluency. The ability to speak or write a language smoothly, easily, and accurately. Synonyms. Proficiency. Eloquence. Gesture. A motion of the body or limbs that expresses an idea or feeling. Synonyms. Motion. Sign. Hesitation. The action of pausing before saying or doing something. Synonyms. Pause. Uncertainty. Language. A system of communication used by a particular community or country. Synonyms. Tongue. Dialect. Language barrier. A difficulty in communication due to differences in language. Synonyms. Communication obstacle. Linguistic barrier. Linguist. A person skilled in several languages, a specialist in linguistics. Synonyms. Polyglot. Language expert. Linguistics. The scientific study of language and its structure. Synonyms. Language science. Philology. Means of communication. Methods or tools used to convey information. Synonyms. Channels of communication. Communication methods. Mother tongue. The first language that a person learns at home in childhood. Synonyms. Native language. First language. Native speaker. A person who has spoken a particular language since childhood. Synonyms are first language speaker, fluent speaker. Pronunciation. The way in which a word is pronounced. Synonyms are articulation, enunciation. Sign language. A form of communication using visual gestures and signs, often used by the deaf community. Synonyms are gesture language, visual language. Adjectives. Incoherent. Expressing thoughts or ideas in a confusing or unclear way. Synonyms are unclear, disjointed. Inherent. Existing as a natural or essential part of something. Synonyms are intrinsic, innate. Sophisticated. Having a refined knowledge of the world, complex and intricate. Synonyms are complex, advanced. Spontaneous. Occurring naturally without premeditation or external stimulus. Synonyms are unplanned, impromptu. Verbs. Clarify. To make something clear or easier to understand. Synonyms are explain, elucidate. Communicate. To share or exchange information, ideas, or feelings with someone. Synonyms are convey, transmit. comprehend, to understand something fully. Synonyms are grasp, understand. Conclude, to bring something to an end, to reach a decision or agreement based on reasoning. Synonyms are deduce, finalize. Confirm, to establish the truth or correctness of something. Synonyms are verify, validate. Converse, to engage in conversation, to talk with someone. Synonyms are chat, discuss. Define, to state the meaning of a word or concept clearly and precisely. Synonyms: describe, explain. Demonstrate, to show clearly and deliberately, to prove something through evidence or examples. Synonyms: illustrate, exhibit. Distinguish, to recognize or point out the differences between two or more things. Synonyms: differentiate, discern. Emerge, to come into view, to become apparent or prominent. Synonyms: appear, surface. Evolve, to develop gradually over time, to undergo change. Synonyms: develop, progress. Explain, to make something clear by describing it in detail. Synonyms: clarify, elucidate. Express, to convey thoughts or feelings in words or actions. To communicate. Synonyms: convey, articulate. Gesture, to make a movement that conveys an idea or feeling, often nonverbal communication. Synonyms: signal, motion. Illustrate, to explain or make something clear by using examples, charts, or pictures. Synonyms: demonstrate, depict. Imply, to suggest something without explicitly stating it, to indicate indirectly. Synonyms: suggest, insinuate. Indicate, to point out or show something, to signal or suggest. Synonyms: signify, show. Pronounce, to articulate a word correctly, to declare officially. Synonyms: enunciate, articulate. Recall, to bring back to mind, to remember something from the past. Synonyms: remember, recollect. Refer to mention or allude to something, to direct attention to something specific. Synonyms: mention, cite. Signify, to be an indication of something, to mean something specific. Synonyms: indicate, denote. State, to express something in words, to declare formally. Synonyms: declare, assert. Stutter, to speak with involuntary pauses and repetitions, to falter in speech. Synonyms: stammer, hesitate. Suggest, to propose an idea for consideration, to recommend something indirectly. Synonyms: propose, recommend. Translate, to express the meaning of words or text in another language, to convert from one language to another. Synonyms: interpret, render. Idioms. There is something to be said for. There are advantages or benefits to consider about something. Needless to say. It goes without saying. It is obvious. Have a say. To have the opportunity to express one's opinion. when all is said and done. Ultimately, after everything has been considered. Having said that, despite what has just been said, however, to say the least, used when you want to emphasize that something is more serious than you are saying. You can say that again, used to express strong agreement with what someone has said. That is to say, in other words, that is.
And that's a wrap for Unit 6. Mastering these words will give you the confidence to speak clearly and with nuance on the IELTS exam. Next, we'll dive into the topic of on the move, where we'll explore essential vocabulary for discussing travel and migration. Stay tuned and don't stop learning.